In this video, let me show you how to select sibling elements in jQuery. While coding, you might have to implement some functionalities for the sibling elements sometimes. So in this video, let me show you how to do that. To illustrate this, I have already saved the web page, changed the title to Find Siblings, and also added reference to the latest file. Now we need to have some elements, that is elements having siblings, right? What is meant by sibling elements? Elements that share the same parent. Such elements are known as sibling elements. So we need to have some elements. I am going to add a table with some rows and columns. You can have whatever elements you want. So in the body, let me add a table, and within this, let me add tr, and I want to have some headings. So we need to have th, right? Th, name, then age, then sex, and finally group. Okay. Then we need to have td elements for having values. So after this, let me specify again tr, and we need to add td with values. So Aaron White, the first one. Then we need to add the age, right? So td, let the age be say 37, then sex male, so again td male, then again one more td, let the group be say A or C. Okay, now let me copy this and paste it 2 more times. Okay, and let me just change the values. Let me change this to Mary Wilson, and let the age be 44, female, and group A. Then let this be Sarah Jackson, and let the age be 40, female, and let this be C itself. Now let me save this. See, this is the page, and we are seeing the output like this without any borders. So let me do the basic styling just to have some borders. Okay, so let me add the style section in the head part. After script, let me add style, and here let me just select th and td, and let me set a border of 1px solid black, a padding of 5px, then text align to be center. Now let me save this and let me refresh. See, we are seeing borders. You can have whatever styling you want. I'm doing just the basic styling. Now, suppose I specify a class name for one of these elements. Suppose I specify it for 44. So here I am going to specify a class name for the TD, that is 44's TD, as child. Now, which all elements are the sibling elements of this one? This TD with Mary Wilson, this TD with female, and this TD with A. Because all these 4 elements are having the same parent, that is this TR. So we want to select the sibling elements of the element having class name child. How we can do that? There are a number of methods offered by jQuery to find or select siblings. First, let us try with siblings method itself. So we need to write the code in jQuery. So after the style part, let me add the script section. Script. Okay. And as it is jQuery, we need to write $document.ready event to make sure that the document is ready, right? So here within this, we need to write function, open and close parenthesis, open and close curly braces. And here, first let me select the element. As it is having class name, I need to put a dot and then the name, that is child. And let me just specify dot siblings, that is the name of the method. This will select all siblings of this element. And how we can make sure that it is being selected? Let me just apply CSS. That is, let me try to style those elements. I want to set background color or text color and border. We can set whatever style we want. I'm going to specify color to be, that is the text color to be green, and I also want to set a border. So border to be say 2px solid red. So I am specifying two styles here. The text color will be changed to green and a border of 2px solid red will be added. Now let me save this and check. Let me refresh. See, these three are the siblings of this one. We have specified the class name for this TD element, and sibling elements of this one are Mary Wilson, that is that particular TD, this particular TD, and this one. So all the three sibling elements are selected. Now suppose I want to select only the siblings after this one, that is this and this, not this. Here when we specified siblings, all the siblings are selected, but I want to select only the siblings after this particular element. So there is another method for that. Let me just comment this. Let me copy this. Okay, let me put a semicolon here. Now let me paste this, put a semicolon, and instead of siblings, suppose I specify next all. What will happen? All the siblings after this particular one will be selected. Now let me save this and show you. Now all the siblings are selected. Let me refresh. See, only this and this are selected. Why? Because siblings after this one are selected now. And suppose I want to select only the very next sibling. In that case, let me again comment this and paste it. And here, instead of next all, if I just specify next, only the very next sibling will be selected. Now let me refresh. See, only this one is selected because the very next sibling of this is this one. Now, suppose I want to select sibling elements until a particular element. That is, now we have seen siblings next and next all, but I want to select only sibling elements up to a particular element. In that case, we can use a method called next until. So to show you that, let me change this class name from this to this. Okay. And now suppose I have a class name for this element as last. Now, if I want to select only sibling elements up to this, which means this and this, I can use next until. So let me show you that as well. Here, let me copy this and paste it here. Comment this, and instead of next, if I specify next until, which one? Last. So dot last, which is the class name, and if I specify like that, what will happen? Only this and this are selected. Now the class name child is for Mary Wilson, that is for that particular TD, and I have specified next until dot last, and the class name last is given for the last TD. So only up to this is selected, which means this and this. So if I specify next, only this will be selected. Next all means all these three will be selected. Siblings means all these sibling elements will be selected. And if I specify next until that particular element, siblings until that particular element will be selected. Now similarly, we have prev, that is for the previous sibling, prev all, that is for all previous siblings, and prev until, that is all the previous siblings until that particular sibling element. So let's see that as well. For this one, we can specify prev and prev all like that. So let me comment this. Let me copy this, and here let me first specify last and prev. Let me refresh. See, this is the one having class name last. Prev means the very previous sibling element. If I specify prev all, let me refresh, all the previous sibling elements. And if I specify prev until dot child, see, only these two are selected because this is having the class name child. So we can use 7 methods in jQuery to select sibling elements. They are siblings, next, next all, next until, prev, prev all, and prev until. These are the 7 methods you can use to select sibling elements in jQuery.